Hello everyone. As we all know, all the people across the world are facing this critical situation of COVID-19. I hope you all are safe and for sure you would be more concerned about your health nowadays. So, let's take out some time for physical activities that will improve your immunity and keeps you away from stress. I'm here to perform few yoga asanas and pranayam which are practiced for many years across the world. Yoga. Yoga is a way of life. When you doesn't have many hours to spend in gym or workout and you want to keep yourself fit and healthy, then yoga prove as best way of it. If you can regularly practice this yoga, you can keeps you away from all the injuries, the diseases, and you will be healthy and fit. So for that, we have to firstly do the warm up. Warm up prepare once for the upcoming task and it keeps us away from unnecessary injuries. So let's do it. For this warm up, we have to keep our hands on the waist and do some loosening activities. So we'll start from top to bottom, that is the neck rotation. So turn your neck to your left side, right, again left. Be slow in that, don't jerk. Now up, down, now arm rotation. For that you have to bend your elbows, keep your palms on the shoulders and do forward rotation. Try to touch your elbows in front of your body. Rotate your shoulders. Backward. Now lateral bending. With distance in your feet, you go for left side first. Right. Now trunk rotation, keep your hands on your waist and do half forward rotation. Now half back. Now knee stretch. Hold your knee, try to stretch it out. Balance yourself. Now do it with your left leg. Try to balance yourself. We will perform now Surya Namaskar. There are several benefits of Surya Namaskar. It helps us in losing weight. It keeps you away from anxieties and distress. It improves your digestion. It regulates the menstrual cycle. It also helpful in your glowing skin. So let's do it. For that you have to stand on the tip of your both the palms. There is a little bit distance between it. Raise your both the arms sideward and come into the Namaskar position. This is the Pranam Asana. From here, go into the Hasto Uttan Asana. Back to the Ardhast Asana. From here, stretch your right leg backward and come in Ashwasantana. Look upward. Now stretch your another leg. This is Parvatasana. From here, come in Dandasana. Now, in Bhujangasana. Again in Parvatasana. Bring your right leg forward. Come in Arsha Sanchalan. Bring your another leg forward. Padhasana. From here, Hastottanasana. Pranavasana. These are the 12 steps of the Surya Namaskar, but for the complete Surya Namaskar, we have to perform 24 steps. That we call the complete Surya Namaskar. Why is it so? Because in the Arsha Sanchalan, we use our both the legs, we have to stretch backward. So in the first turn, we stretch our one leg, and the another turn, we stretch our left leg. So we will do it, the one more practice. Again, stand the edge of your mat. Pranavasana. From here, go in the Hastottanasana. Padhasana. Now this is a position we have to change our leg. In the first round, we stretch our right leg back. Now we will stretch our left leg back. And come into Arsha Sanchalan. Look upward. Stretch your another leg. From here, come in Dandasana. Bhujangasana. Again in Parvatasana. Bring your left leg forward and look up. Bring your another leg forward. Padhasana. So, these are the 24 steps of our Surya Namaskar. Now we have done with our warm-up section. Now we are ready to perform the asanas. It's time to perform our asanas. Today we will perform the first asana, Balasana. The benefits of the Balasana are it stretches our spine, it stretches our lower body including our ankles, bring awareness of our body and breath, it calms our body and mind, and it massages our internal organs. The precautions of the Balasana are persons who are suffering from diarrhea, any type of knee injuries, and the women during pregnancy, they should avoid doing Balasana. We also call it a Sishuvasana. So now we will learn how to perform the Balasana. For that, You have to sit on the back of your mat. Just take the Vajrasana position. Both the knees are closed. Both the thumbs are closed. Both the thumbs are touched and heels apart. That makes a bowl shape position, and you have to put your buttocks in that bowl shape position. So this is the initial position of Balasana. What we have to do next is, once you are comfortable in this position, then you have to slightly spread your both the knees. You have to spread both the knees and place your palms between your thighs like this. You have to keep your back straight and slowly move forward by sliding your hand, not directly, but be slow. Slide your hands forward and move your body forward. Let's do it. Now bring your upper body down. Comfortably stretch your hands forward as much as you can. Don't put too much stress on it. The position where you are comfortable, the last position, just hold that position. Otherwise, you can stretch as much as you can. Now, for releasing the asana, you have to look up. In the same manner, you go slide your both the hands backward and raise your upper body and tailbone. So, this is how we will perform the Balasana. And then close your both the knees and again come into the Vajrasana. Now we will perform it one more time. Again spread your both the knees. Sit on the floor. Put your hands between your thighs. Move forward. Balasana. This is a relaxative asana. There are three types of asana: relaxative asana, cultural asana, and meditative asana. So this Balasana comes under the category of relaxative asana. Our next asana is Setu Bandh asana. We also call it a bridge pose. So the benefits of the Setu Bandh asana are: it strengthens our leg, back, neck and chest muscle. It relaxes our whole body. It calms our brain. It reduces the anxiety, and it's good for the women during pregnancy. Normally, there are most of the asanas which are not good for the women during pregnancy, but this asana is good for them. It also maintains our blood pressure and it improves digestion also. So, the precautions of the Setu Bandh asana are: the people who are suffering from injury, knee pain, shoulder injury, they just avoid Setu Bandh asana. Let's do it. Let's learn how to perform the Setu Bandh asana. This asana is done in the supination position. So for that you have to take the supination position. You have to just release your asana. How we can release our Vajrasana? Straight your one leg, then another leg, and come into the Dandasana. This is Dandasana position. From this position, take left turn, and with the support of your right hand, go into the supination position. So this is supination position. From there, we will perform the Setu Bandh Asana. The hands should be kept slightly away from your body, at the side of your body. The distance between both the feet are 10 inches. This is the initial position of the Setu Bandh Asana. Now, you have to hold your knees one by one in the way that your knees and your feet should be in line. Not too much close, not too much far from the buttocks, but this must be in the line of knee, your knees and feet in one line. Now you have to get your hands the side of your body by palm facing downward. From here, you have to slowly raise your lower back upward. Through inhaling, and then rolling your shoulders so that you keep more space to move upward. At the final pose, normal your breath, and the one thing you must keep in your mind while doing the Setu Bandh Asana, that when you reach your final pose, avoid your neck turning left or right. Just hold this position for a few seconds. Slowly come down your lower body. Straight your legs one by one. Turn your palms and come into the relaxed position. Let's do it one more time. Again, turn your palms, hold your knees, raise your lower back upward, rolling your shoulders. This time you will feel stress on your thighs. Now this time your core is active, your back is active, and hold this position for few seconds. Take normal breath. Slowly come down. Now come into the sitting position. Turning to your left side, take the support of your right hand and sit down. Now we will perform Bhujangasana. We also called it a cobra pose. The benefits of the Bhujangasana are: it stretches our muscles in the shoulder, chest and abdomen. It decreases the stiffness in our lower back. It increases the flexibility. It regulates the menstrual cycle. It soothes the sciatica. Improves circulation of blood and oxygen, especially throughout the pelvis and spinal regions. The precautions of the Bhujang Asana are the persons who are suffering from peptic ulcer, hernia, intestinal tuberculosis, and the women during pregnancy, they should avoid doing the Bhujang Asana. Now we will learn how to perform it. This is the pronation position asana. For that, again you have to go in the pronation position by turning to your left side. Take support of your right hand and go into the pronation position. The initial position of the Bhujangasana is you have to touch your both the feet. The hands are at the side of your body. Touch your chin on the floor. And now forehead. This is the initial position of the Bhujangasana. From here, you have to put your both the palms at the side of your chest. Now slowly raise your upper body. And look at the roof. Look upward. Slowly come down. Touch your forehead on the ground. Hands should be straight. Now come into the Makarasana. For that, you have to keep your both the feet apart. Fold your both the elbows and take the forehead on the elbow. Now we'll perform it one more time. Again you have to close your legs, touch both the feet, hands at the side of your body. Both the palms at the side of your chest. From this position, come into the sitting position by turning to your left, take the support of your right hand and now we will perform the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. It also called it the Anulom Vilom and the alternate nostril breathing. The benefits of the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam are it clears and releases toxins, helps to balance hormones, balance respiratory channels, it balances masculine and feminine energy, enhance ability to concentrate, bring balance to the left and right hemisphere of the brain. The precautions of the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam are the people who are suffering from hypertension, they should avoid doing this asana, this pranayam. And the people with full stomach also avoid this pranayam. So let's learn how to perform the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. For that, you must learn how to set the position of your hands. You can sit in any meditative pose, that is the Swastikasana, Sukhasana, Padmasana or in Vajrasana. Now, the position of your hands should be Gyan Mudra. You have to make Gyan Mudra with your left hand. For that, you have to touch your index finger with your thumb. Rest of the three fingers should be straight and put it on the knees. The position of your right hand should be fold your index finger and the middle finger. The rest of three fingers should be straight. This is Vishnu Mudra or Nasagra Mudra. What you have to do now, just close your right nostril and take the deep breath with your left nostril. Now close your left nostril with the ring finger. Open your right nostril and exhale through it. Again, take breath from your right nostril. Close it with your thumb. Exhale through the left nostril. So, this is the position of your hands while doing the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. Let's take 3 more breaths. Now close your eyes. Make the Vishnu or Nasagra Mudra. We'll do 3 more times. Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. In the line of this, our next pranayam is Bhramari Pranayam. In this, we make the humming bee sound. The benefits of the Bhramari Pranayam are get instant relief from tension, anxiety, stress. It helpful in the people suffering from hypertension. It mitigates the migraine. Helps in reducing blood pressure. If the people feel too much hot or they feel headache, it's also beneficial in that condition. The precautions of the Bhramari Pranayam are don't put your finger too much inside of your ear and keep your mouth closed while doing it. Let's learn how to perform Bhramari Pranayam. Again, you can sit in any meditative pose in which you will feel comfortable. The position of your hands is close your ears with your thumb. Just gently press your cartilage. Put your index finger on the forehead, your middle finger and the ring finger on the eyes. Just close your eyes and put your little finger just below the eyes or on the cheeks. For the Bhramari Pranayam, you have to close your mouth and you have to take the deep breath with your nostrils. And while exhaling out, you have to make the humming bee sound and feel the vibrations in your brain. Let's learn how to make the humming bee sound. Close your mouth and take the deep breath with your nostrils. Let's do it 3 more times. Again, inhale. open your eyes. This is how we have to perform the Bhramari Pranayam. Now we have done with our Pranayam and Asan. It's time for do some lead up activity. For this, we will perform the meditation following the Om chanting. For the meditation, you have to sit in any meditative pose, the Swastikasana, Sukhasana, Padmasana or Vajrasana. For that, you can make the Gyan Mudra or Chin Mudra, whatever you want to make. And for the Om chanting, the Om word consists of 3 magical letters, the A, U, Ma. The way of chanting the Om is, you have to take the sound of A from your stomach. The U sound comes from your throat, and for the Ma, you will feel the vibrations in your brain and close your mouth. Let's do our lead up activity of today's session. For that, you have to close your eyes. Take any meditative pose. Take the Chin Mudra or the Gyan Mudra. This is the initial position of the meditation, or you can make the Padmasana. For the Padmasana, you can take this position too. If you are comfortable in this position, this will prove as the best position of doing the Padmasana for the meditation. The position of your hands like this, the Gyan Mudra. Now close your eyes. Your forehead muscles should be relaxed. Relax your whole body and try to focus at the middle of your eyebrows. Feel the brightness over there. Concentrate on your breathing, that how is it? Inhale, it coming in, going out. Try to cut yourself from the outer world. Enter into your inner world. Feel it. How beautiful is it? Relax your whole body. Focus on your breathing. Feel brightness at the middle of your eyebrows and concentrate over there. Now, close your eyes. For the Om chanting, take deep breath while exhaling out, making the sound of A, U, Ma. Let's do it. Take deep breath. Inhale. While exhaling, close your mouth and make the sound A, U, Ma. Take the sound. For the Om chanting, inhale deeply. While exhaling, make the sound A from your stomach, U from throat, Ma, feel vibrations. Let's do it 3 more times. Again, concentrate on your breathing. Don't open your eyes directly. Now, rub your both the palms in front of your face. And place it over your eyes. While sliding down, slowly open your eyes. I hope you are feeling relaxed. This will improve your concentration level. It enhances your ability to focus on your work. It releases all the stress and anxiety. So, now we have done with our lead up activity of today's session. It's time to summarize our lesson. In today's lesson, we have covered our asana, pranayam, meditation and Om chanting. After the warm up, we have done our asana. We performed 3 asanas, namely Bal asana, Setu Bandh asana and Bhujang asana. After that, we perform 2 pranayam, the Nadi Shodhan pranayam and the Bhramari pranayam. After that, we have done our lead up activity, in that we covered how to do meditation and Om chanting. I hope you enjoyed our lesson and learned how to perform asana, pranayam, meditation and Om chanting. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.